All right, YouTube, it is Mr. Mean coming at you this fine Tuesday afternoon. It is about 3 o'clock. Uh, I stayed home from work today. I'm not feeling good. I have either a head cold or a inner ear infection. I don't know. I woke up this morning feeling like crap, but I hope you guys are doing well. Probably can't see because it's whited out just because of the light, but it is snowing like cats and dogs here in very not so sunny Duluth, Minnesota. We got about a good, oh, I'd say 3, 4 inches already, and that I don't think the snow's going to stop any soon. We've had a very mild winter here so far, so I can't complain. We had some gorgeous days, and the weather, it's about time the snow got on the ground, and I want a white Christmas. So anyway, uh, I'm not up to my game, but I'm tired of laying around. I've catnapped all day long. I'll be back to work tomorrow, but I wanted to whip out a video because by golly, you guys deserve it. I'm going to take my glasses off because it creates a weird, funky glare. I hope you are all doing well this holiday season. I hope you had a great Turkey Day. We had a great one. It was nice and relaxing. It's just me, my wife, and our son. We don't have any family up here, and so we went to the casino and had brunch, and it was wonderful. No muss, no fuss. So uh, no need to put on a big dinner and everything. We just took it easy and relaxed over it. We had a 4 day weekend, so it was really nice. So back to the work grind. Of course, Christmas is going to be here before we know it, and I watched another video on YouTube, and it made me think that I haven't covered this topic, and so I wanted to chime in. One D&D, WotC announced, or Hasbro WotC announced that they were moving the direction of D&D to be more of almost like a living document. And this has caused a lot of grief, conjecture, um, outrage, excitement. All the emotions when a company, a beloved company such as Dungeons and Dragons, a brand name that everybody knows is changing. Nobody likes change, even though we say we like change, we don't. Um, and the reason we don't is because it's change. It's exactly that. We have to learn something new. We become complacent and comfortable in what we know, and that knowledge provides comfort. Comfort provides stability. Stability provides comfort. It's a vicious circle, and we like it. And then we like that. We like that feeling of knowing what's in our whatever it may be. In this case, it's our game. Now, fans of the channel will know for a long time that I have not been a fan of D&D for quite a long time. I really liked 3.5, but even then I thought there was too much glut with all the different books, and everybody was making content for 3.5, and great for the industry. I mean, not change, but um, choice is a wonderful thing, and it gave rise to a lot of good companies and brought them about. I mean, Green Ronin probably owes its existence to the SRD, in the open game license. Mutant Chronicles is probably one of their biggest lines. They have their own games, of course, Dragon Age, which that's something completely different. But it allowed them to span off and do other creative things, which have helped them stay viable as a business for easily 20 years now. So anyway, um, there's been a lot of hubbub and talk about the changes that One D&D is going to bring about. Some people are saying that they stole some stuff from Paizo, from Pathfinder Second Edition, and vice versa, and there's a lot of talk going back and forth about this is good, this is bad, this is good, this is bad. And I think it's like anything. If you enjoy it, that's all that matters. And I've said this on the channel many times. Just because a new version of your game comes out and you don't like it, you don't have to abandon that game. I know people that are still playing 3.5, still playing AD&D Second Edition, still playing original D&D because that's what they like, that's what they enjoy, and that's what they want to play. And that's amazing. And you know what? There's a lot of books out there to support it. huge amount of fan material to support any of those games. You can still easily on the secondary market find tons of 3.0, 3.5 books, or a bunch of, the AD&D second edition books, the complete guide to assassins, the complete guide to paladins, and all those books for AD&D second edition are still readily available. You may pay a premium for them, but you can usually find them. And if you can't find it hardback or softback, you can easily find it in a PDF under many, many different sites. And I think WotC even makes a number of them available now. So that's not my realm. I don't follow in those realms. But one of the things that got me thinking is a lot of people complain about all these new books, and yeah, well, here's the thing, guys. They're a company. Everyone's WotC's or Hasbro, WotC, whatever you want to call it, their release schedule hasn't been nearly as aggressive as I thought it was going to be. I thought they were, when fifth edition came out, I thought they were going to be spitting out books left and right, and they really haven't. There's the three, Tasha, Mordecai, and I can't even think of the third one. Those three books would give you a bunch of different racial and monster. There's the three core books: the Dungeon Master's Guide, the Player's Guide, and the Monster Manual. Which, if you're a DM, you need all three. If you're a player, you only need one. And then there's been a number of additional books that are not required to buy in order to play the game and have fun. You want to run Curse of Strahd, of course, you need the Curse of Strahd. But here's the thing: you got the Curse of Strahd 3.5 edition. That's easy enough to upgrade and you've got the Monster Manual. It's easy enough to upgrade and then look at what they did to the monsters, in fifth edition, and adjust the 3.5 monsters accordingly. A little bit of work, and there's a plethora of supplements out there for you to enjoy D&D. So one D&D, no big deal, guys. Let's relax. Your fifth edition books are out there. They are everywhere. They're easy to come by. It's not gonna become a collector's edition overnight and super valuable and $500 on eBay. I don't think we're gonna have to worry about any of that. Not anytime soon, anyway. 10 years down the line, maybe. But that's how many RPGs last that long anyway that are still being produced 10 years later. Very few. But I think what we have to remember is these game companies are companies. They produce books to make money to feed their families. And I've said this many times on the channel, and I will continue to say it until it makes sense to people. They're companies. They have to make money. They have to make money. They have to feed their families. They have to put food on the table, just like you do, which is why you go to work every day. You know. So I don't understand the bitching of companies changing or creating new product and everybody getting pissy about it. This is a natural evolution. If you're not happy with it, then fine, don't buy it, or buy it, buy the PDF, read it, and go, that's not for me. But Hasbro or WotC's owned by Hasbro, which is a huge company, and they're all about profit. They're all about making money. So they want to put out product and innovate in ways that most people haven't seen, so they can continue to get you to buy their products. One D&D is just a natural evolution. Everybody thought 3.0 was amazing, but there were problems with it. And so then 3.5 came out. And everybody thought 3.5 was wonderful. It was amazing. Everybody loved it, but there were things that they hated about it. So TSR, WotC in its infinite wisdom, put out fourth edition. There was enough people that raised a ruckus and didn't like the way fourth edition played and worked that, 3.75 came out, aka Pathfinder. You know, Pathfinder Paizo made its money off of WotC and Hasbro, or WotC and TSR, by producing Dungeon and Dragon magazine. And when the paper market was drying up for magazines, they weren't selling as much. There wasn't as much interest in them anymore. People were going more of a digital route. They were smart. Paizo were smart. They realized, hey, we've produced a lot of stuff for 3.5. Let's take it to the next step. Let's make the version of D&D we want. And they did. They made Pathfinder, which is 3.75, and it went gangbusters. Went for 10 years. Everybody loved it. They just had their big 10-year anniversary. And it's, I mean, and then they came out with Pathfinder second edition because there was things about Pathfinder that the company themselves and the fan base didn't like. I didn't like first edition Pathfinder. I thought it was okay, but I didn't like it. It wasn't my, oh, I didn't, oh, I got to buy every book. And there were so many books. There's so many Pathfinder first edition books. There was a book for everything. And that's great. Choice is awesome. If you're a collector like me, it's a beautiful thing to see all those books sitting on your shelf. And I have quite a few of the hardbacks for Pathfinder first edition. Why? Because I'm a collector and I found use out of them. So that being said, One D&D is just the next logical evolution. WotC, Hasbro wants to make money. They want to push it forward. They bought D&D Beyond. Obviously, they're thinking the future is digital, which I do agree with them. I mean, I'm a grognard. I like my physical book. I love to have that book in my hands and be able to flip pages and look through it, and that tactile feel that you just can't get from holding a tablet, in your hand. But there are people that like it, and so they're gonna, and the majority of the younger people are gonna want digital. They're not gonna want physical books. We're It's just the natural evolution. I don't want to belabor it. This has gone on too long already for my taste. It is a good thing. Whether you like it or not, it's going to happen. How long will it last? We don't know. I mean, a lot of people didn't think fifth edition was going to last, and it did. Everyone thought fourth edition was going to be amazing, and it wasn't. Nobody liked it. Well, a lot of people didn't. There were parts I liked, but I still have, you can see right up there is the fourth edition books. I've got the big book sleeve and then two of the Forgotten Realms books. But anyway, I thought this video, and I've rambled on now for 12 minutes. Uh, I thought what would be good about this video is to give you 5 alternatives to D&D. If you're a diehard D&D player and you don't have any interest in One D&D and you want some options, I thought I would give you my 5 choices. These are in no particular order. I don't necessarily think one is better than the other. I love them all. I'm a fan of every one of them for various reasons. They do certain things. Some have a more personal connection to me. Some are just, I've had them for years and I just think they're great games and I've seen them grow and I'm very fond of them. So these are 5 tabletop RPGs that Mr. Mean recommends instead of One D&D or even 5th edition. If you're tired of 5th edition and you're looking for a change, you want to try something different, these are some options. And again, no particular order, not one better than the other, all different. And we're going to talk a little bit about each one. So if you've made it this far in the video, hit that like and subscribe button. Let your friends know. Let's grow the channel. Thank you so much for listening to me ramble. I wanted to get that premise out of the way, though, so that we can move forward. And you guys knew my stance on One D&D because I could personally care less. I'll check it out when it comes out, but I don't think I'll buy the books. I don't think I'll pay any kind of subscription. Pathfinder is still keeping their stuff pretty much free for. They're selling stuff on Foundry, but Archives of Nethys is still free. They haven't made any indication that they're going to shut them down. So they're already kind of on that digital bandwagon. And I'm a huge Pathfinder second edition fan. I play it on Foundry. So I'm glad to see them making money, but I'm not going to rebuy books I already own, which is why I do not support Pathfinder Nexus. I think it's just utterly ridiculous and stupid to make us buy books we already own, especially for those fans who are a subscription fan, because that's the only legal way to get the physical book and the PDF book for Paizo's products is to be a subscriber to their subscription plan. And I feel that if you want me to, they're forcing Nexus on us. It's on their homepage. They've moved it down now because they've seen the replies and the response isn't that great. So it's kind of fallen down to the bottom of their homepage now. But they're still trying to push this, buy our digital content. Well, I've already bought all your digital content, so I don't want to buy it again just so I can use it on Nexus, which isn't a true VTT anyway. I'll stick with Foundry, and if I have to pay a little bit of money to get Foundry stuff, I will. If they come out with the bestiaries in Foundry, I'll buy those again, even though I already own them in PDF. I'll buy them because I can get the tokens and everything, and errata and stuff. But there's a limit to it. I'm not going to go rebuy all the PDF books that I own just to play on Foundry. If that's the case, there's plenty of alternatives out there. But these are Mr. Mean's 5 alternatives to D&D or One D&D. If you're just tired of 5th edition and you don't want to go to One D&D and you're like, hey, this is a great time to change, I want to find a different game, here's some alternatives. So of course, we've talked about it already, Pathfinder 2nd edition. This is the digest size or the softbound book. These are amazing. They're a lot cheaper. This is $30. Barnes and Nobles carries it. Amazon carries it. You can order direct from Paizo, of course. Um, and yeah, this is great. The print's a little bit small, but even I can read it. So if you're old like me, you may or may not need your bifocals or your magnifying glass, but it's pretty legible. It holds up really well. I use this every week, so I don't have to carry. I got the hardbacks right back there, all of these, and I don't have to lug them around. I just put this in my backpack. I go to my buddy's house and we game, and I've got all the core rules I need. I also use Path Builder, which is a authorized, well, I should say approved, not authorized. It's an approved character designer, builder, and character sheet, in-play character sheet with a dice roller. And I use Path Builder in conjunction with this to build and maintain my character. So Path Builder or Pathfinder 2nd edition, great alternative to D&D or One Beyond. There's a 3-action economy in here. Go back and check out my previous videos in the doobly-doo or in the library if you want to see a review on Pathfinder. This is a fantastic game. You can't go wrong with this. If you want a good fantasy world, there's tons of books, as you can see on my bookshelf, and that's not even all. That's just the core mechanical books that you need. There's a ton of fluff books and splat books and stuff. But yeah, really, really well done, really good. My second choice, and again, these are in no particular order. My second choice is a game that's near and dear to my heart because I followed it for 20 years. I've played it in its original German version. I played it in the original American version, which I think was 4th edition or 3rd edition. I can't remember. But that's The Dark Eye. Again, this is another digest size. You can kind of tell I'm a fan of these small form factors. Um, this is a fantastic game. Another one, very rich, very deep setting, world, information. There's tons of books. It's all being redone into their new edition, which I think is 5th edition, funny enough. Um, I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me. But this is fantastic. Great character creation. There's a point buy system. There's a package buy system. There's a couple different ways you can build your character. There's an awesome character generator out there called Optolith. You can find it on Drive-Thru RPG. It's free and it's fantastic and it's very well supported. So I highly recommend if you want to try a more European medieval, if you don't want to go as hard as Warhammer Fantasy or as dark as Warhammer, but you want a game that makes sense and has a very logical feel to it, this is a great game. Very unique mechanics. You roll, skills are based on a tri-stat. There's 3 different skills, and then you have to make a success on each die. And it really builds the feel of the game. It's really well done. Again, go check my review, The Dark Eye. This is by Ulysses Spiel. It's a German company, but they produce it all in English. They've done a number of Kickstarters. Hardback books are readily available. Amazon carries it. Drive-Thru RPG carries it. You can get it off of Ulysses Spiel's website as well. So fantastic game. Highly recommend it. All right. And again, no particular order here. My third choice, Castles and Crusades. I'm new to this. Within the last year, I found out about Castle and Crusades. I've known about it for 20 years or however many years it's been out. I've known about it. I just never, I thought, oh, it's a retro clone. I'm not into OSR. I'm not into that. Meh. And then I bought a digest size referee or castle keeper's guide, which is like the DMG, the Dungeon Master's guide, but it's called the Castle Keeper is what they call it in Castles and Crusades. And there's a number of things that make me really like this game. One of the things is all the books are printed in the U.S. That's a big thing to me. It's a U.S. based company. They give veterans 50% off the cover price of their titles. You just send them a redacted copy of your DD-214, which all that means is you black out your social security number. If you use any modern PDF program and you have a PDF copy of your DD-214, it is easy enough to do. And I found out about it. So I've got pretty much the whole line. I've got all their codexes. I've got all the books for Aired, which is their world setting. It's AIRDHE, I believe is how they spell it. Fantastic setting. I'm running a Wednesday night campaign. I'm using Foundry. I'm working with the developers that created the rule set in Foundry. We're like beta testing it basically. Can't say enough good things about it. If you like old school D&D, low hit points, high damage, this is the game for you. This is the 8th edition uh, book. It's hardback. Um, the rules don't change. The rules are the same since they originally came out. All they do is they clean up typos, they add new art, they just keep the book relevant. Every couple of years they do a new edition. Um, Highly recommend it. Really fun to play. Very simple rules mechanics. There's not a ton. It's not as in depth as like the Dark Eye or Pathfinder. This is a much simpler rule set, very fast, very streamlined, and you just go with it and you have fun. So I highly recommend it if that's your game. As I'm getting older, I really like games that play really fast, and I don't have to sit there and flip through rule books to look up complex rules. This is rules light, in my opinion, but still in depth enough to give you that fantasy feel. It's a great world. Their pantheon is really good because they use a fantasy pantheon, but they also have these codexes. Like so, they have Codex Egypt, Codex Celtic, Codex Roman, and Greece. And so you can add those different pantheons into your world. So if you want some customization, officially customization, great setting for it. And like I said, always having sales, just a great. They just did a Indiegogo campaign for a character builder that's going to support this book, and then they're going to do add-ons in the future for different books. So that should be coming out anytime. So even better, an old school game in a modern world with a modern character creator that's going to work on your phones, your iPads, and your tablets. So highly can't recommend this enough. Like I said, I'm currently running a game. I love it. I'm having a blast. All right. Another one that's near and dear to my heart that I really like, and again, gives me that old school feel. Stephen Grasnotsky's Low Fantasy Gaming. This is a chunky book. This is all you need. You don't have to buy anything else if you don't want to. And that goes kind of the same for all of these games, but very much so for this one. This is all you have to buy. You don't need to buy anything else. You can just buy this and you are good to go. They recently did a Kickstarter. I love their logo. Um, Great game. Old school, a little bit more complex than Castles and Crusades, but not by much. I'd say very, very similar in the rules light category, but very much old school hack and slash. Magic is nasty, and just a lot of fun. So really good game, very well supported. If you're a Discord user, go hit their Discord forum. It's fantastic. Steve, I've done an interview with Steve. It's back. You can go in the archive and you can check it out. Great guy to talk to. Really supports the company, and just a great guy all around, and a great game. If you like hard dark fantasy, this is a good one. He also has Low Life 2090, which is basically cyberpunk, just done way better. I'm sorry, Artel Sorian, they dropped the ball on the new cyberpunk. Low fantasy or Low Life 2090 knocked it out of the park. Fantastic. So go check out Low Fantasy Gaming if you like it. I'm sorry if I'm rushing a little fast, but I'm not feeling well, and I'm like running out of energy. So I kind of want to get through this. The last one, this is an immediate classic in my opinion, and I'm proud to say that my friend Jay Lasarde made this game, and he showed me the art years ago, a couple of years ago, about 2 years, maybe 3 years ago now. He showed me the art before the game was even a thought. He had just got this idea for this really dark game, and he wanted some dark art, and he found this person who did really cool art. The Black Iron, a grim dark fantasy. Now, if you think Warhammer is dark, think again. This game makes Warhammer look like Pee-wee's Big Adventure. All right, this is a dark setting. It's very mature themes. I don't recommend this for young kids. Play D&D or something like that. This is for mature people that are willing to tackle dark settings. It's a very dark medieval fantasy. The world is frozen and you're just fighting to stay warm and keep food in your belly. And it's a really great setting. The magic system in here is pretty cool. The mechanics, while it is a D6 based system, and I don't like D6 based systems, I like this one. I like the way the mechanics work. Jay did a great job. I'm hoping we see a lot of future support for this. I think right now it's got an adventure out, and I think he's planning another book for it. There's a Dwarven book that's going to be coming out, I think. I don't know. Jay, if you watch this, post down in the comments, let me know. He's got a cool adventure up on Drive Through RPG for it. Uh, what else can I say? This is fantastic. There's a Foundry um, uh, rule set for it, so you can play this in Foundry. I think it's out now. I'm not quite sure. It might still be in playtest. I ran it once and I really didn't have any issues. There were some minor things. It's a great game. This is my go-to fantasy game if I want to run a dark fantasy game and I don't feel like getting in depth with like Warhammer or Zweihander. This is one of my all-time favorites here. This really grabbed me. I really love the art in here. Go check out my review of it in the archives there. You'll see I showed off some of the art. Jay's phenomenal in his design theory and technique, and this is a great game. So the Black Iron, fantastic game. So that's it, guys. That's all I got. That's my top five, not top five. That's my 5 alternative choices to One D&D or regular D&D. If you want to jump off the D&D bandwagon and you want to find something different and alternative, this is a good. Those 5 that I listed are a very good alternative. If you have any questions or comments, put them down in the doobly-doo. I do respond to everything that gets in the makes it through the algorithm there and gets to my email. Um, a little so what we got to do, we got to do the basic laundry keeping here, the bookkeeping, the tidying up. Like and subscribe. Support me on Patreon if you can. It's $5 a month. I get you a designator on Discord that lets everybody know that you are a Patreon. It also gets you first dibs on any games I run. I've been dungeon mastering for well over 30 years, so I think I'm halfway good at it. I have a lot of fun when I run my games. I try to do crazy voices and stuff like that. So I'm no voice actor by any means, but I try to have fun with it and get everybody involved. Um, like I said, Patreon, very active Discord. Jump on there. There'll be an invite down in the doobly-doo in the show notes. So come on over, say hi. I send out stickers every so often. I have some Mr. Mean stickers. Uh, I'm getting ready to get a new batch made too. I do a raffle every so many months where I raffle off something, and we still have uh, for my Fate Mill, I have an extra die that the wonderful people over at Tower House Creatives were nice enough to send me. You get a cool die and a sticker, their logo sticker. This is the Fate Mill 2.0. This is for solo play or for just like games like Dungeon World or Powered by the Apocalypse. It's a great die. So uh, just comment, go to that Fate Mill video. It's the one I put out right before this one, and just say, yes, Mr. Mean, I want the Fate Mill die. And then I'll do a random drawing, and then whoever wins, I'll reach out to them via YouTube or their email address, and I will contact you and we'll work out how to get your die. I'm going to do that the first week of December, December 3rd. So that's coming up real soon. So go over to that video, obviously hit the like button. That really helps out the greasing the old algorithm. I'm going to go lay down because I feel like poop. I hope my voice doesn't sound too horrible. I have a very scratchy throat, very itchy. Not feeling good, guys. I'm sorry. But thank you so much for hanging out. This is a little bit longer video. Well, not too much, 30 minutes. So as always, peace and hair grease. Subscribe, like, all that jazz. Be nice. It's the holiday season. We don't have time for drama. Just be good human beings. Love one another. Say hello to a stranger. Say thank you. Hold the door for somebody. Be nice. It's the time of the year, man. As always, peace and hair grease. And remember, Mr. Mean says, be nice.